Can't get me out your head, but baby, I'ma leave you on red. Baby, I'ma leave you on red.
Hello and welcome to Here for the Chaos, episode 11. Ew, I love 11. I have a tattoo that says 1111, so period. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me your green screen recommendations. We're just gonna get right into this one because I cannot wait. We are once again talking about Miss Pink Sauce. That's why I got my pinkity drinkity, never stinkity, blinging out, nice makeup look. If you're not watching video, I know I always tell you not to look at it because it'd be blurry half the time, but you could look this time because I look cute. But also, it may have taken me a second, but I did in fact figure out how to stop recording with my headphones. And now, hopefully I'm not screaming in y'all's ear, but look at the earrings. Can we take a second to appreciate? Beautiful, gorgeous. She is the moment. In case y'all were wondering, my pimple has come back to play. There's actually several. They're really thriving. They are thriving, surviving. They are multiplying, which I don't love, but they are here to stay. So say hi to my pimple. Let me know what I should name them in the comments below. Thanks. And I have my Pink Sauce here with me just to be here with me in spirit. And I just want to thank her for being here. She's not really pink. I think she's feeling a little sad today, but that's okay, girl. So we're gonna get into this because the Pink Sauce lady done lost her mind. We already know that she's been saying that Dave's Gourmet has been defrauding her and not giving her the correct payments. And Dave's Gourmet has made a statement and it has all the tea that anyone could ever want. Okay, so first we're gonna watch her video, see what she has to say, because you know she has a lot to say. So this video is called Update Where I've Been, and the thumbnail is an eviction notice. I wish I could actually read it to see if it's for real hers, because I would not put it past her at this point to just find an eviction notice on Google. I really wouldn't.
What is up, y'all? It's your girl Chef B, and I am back with another video. Okay, so I know y'all wondering like where.
Okay, I just want to say right off the bat, I know we're just now starting. She says that she's having financial issues to the point where she can't even feed her own children, but this woman stays in new wigs. And they look custom. They don't look like a regular ratty wig you could just get from the store. Like, they look like nice wigs. So ma'am, if you're saying you can't even feed your children, why are you in these wigs?
Video. Okay, so I know y'all wondering like where the hell is she? What does she have going on? Is she homeless? What's going on with my contract? I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I've literally been taking a sabbatical just to get my mind together, get my kids stabilized, get my house stabilized, and get my business back in order. So that is where I've been, just regaining balance and peace inside of my life. And I'm back now. I missed y'all so.
Ooh, sorry, allergic to bullshit.
Thank you to all of the people who sent me kind words and motivation. Thank you also for the donations. They have helped tremendously, guys.
Why did y'all donate to this woman? Because last time I checked, her GoFundMe was at over 25K. I also wanted to say that the main donation was a basketball player, so I'd like to know the tea more on that. Like if she's giving him a little something or if he's trying to get a little something. And just as a refresher, Dave's Gourmet has given this woman over $120,000 in under a year, which is a salary most people will never see in their lives. And she's over here saying that she can't even feed her kids. Like, girl, what? What are we talking about here? How can you not feed your kids? You're just financially irresponsible then. What?
Now, let's talk about all of this chaos that's going on with Dave's Gourmet. So first of all, I want to acknowledge this $120,000 that they've responded to the blog saying that they paid me. So number one, it wasn't an upfront payment of $120,000 straightforward.
Yeah, that's how product sales work. You get a percentage of the sales that you make. They can't pay you before they know the sales. So they have to wait till the end of the month to see what amount to pay you. It obviously wouldn't be a lump sum amount. It sounds like you just didn't read the contract. Even if you didn't read the contract, that's just common sense.
It was sent to me partially, and then also a huge chunk of that money went towards me paying for Airbnb and paying for hotels because, mind y'all, I was homeless for 6 months.
So this is something that's been causing a lot of confusion. People are saying, what do you mean? You're complaining about having to use some of your paycheck to cover housing and expenses and bills. The general consensus is, yeah, girl, what did you think your money was supposed to go to? You thought Dave's Gourmet was now your parents and they're just going to buy you a house and pay for, like, what? Yes, some of the money you make has to go towards bills and housing. She's like, rich people don't pay to live in places. They just go somewhere and be rich. It's like, no, you weren't homeless from someone who's actually been homeless.
I was homeless for 6 months following this, in which I kept having a security issue because I was promised that I would receive legal help.
How do you have a security issue? I just don't see someone going up to you and being like, I'm gonna unalive you over this sauce. Like, I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, girl. I just don't think that that's what's happening. But beyond that, $120,000 is an amount of money that most people will never see. Even if you were only getting a portion, like let's say $20K a month, that could pay most people's rent for an entire year. So if you're saying you're hopping back and forth from Airbnbs to hotels, first of all, how are you getting evicted? Because you can't get evicted from those. So you mean you're getting kicked out? How expensive are these places? Because I can tell you right now, I could see her getting an Airbnb, like a very bougie one, costing thousands a night, or a bougie hotel, and then you blew all your money. When that could have been a sizable down payment on a home. She lives in Florida, I'm pretty sure. The thumbnail says Broward County, which is Florida. You could definitely buy a house out there for that. It's like she thinks that they're gonna be her parents because she's like, oh, you're supposed to figure out my housing for me and my security and my whatever and blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing. If you and your kids were truly in danger and you really felt that way, why would you wait on somebody else? Because you're getting at least $10K a month. You can definitely get an attorney. You can file a restraining order. You can do whatever you need to do. Why would you let your kids be in a position where you truly feel that all y'all are in danger because you're waiting for somebody else to pay for it? It's not making sense.
For people spreading false narratives about the pink sauce. However,
how is spreading false narratives a security issue for you? Unless people are literally trying to dox you, showing up where you live, showing up in areas where you are, sending you threatening messages, those are security issues. If it's not that, it's not a security issue. It's an ego issue.
That never happened. It built up a lot for me, in which they know, and I have proof of the conversations that I actually had with them about not receiving the support that I was promised. Now, also, people speculating about me getting my body done. Me getting my body done would not make me broke.
Yes, it absolutely would. As someone who has looked into getting their nose done, even on the cheap side, a nose job is $8,000. And that's not even for like a very good surgeon. So depending on what you're getting, you absolutely can go broke on your body. There's a YouTuber named Lori who talks about plastic surgery. She tries to unveil the secrecy behind it. She talks about celebrities she speculates may have had it and what they had and what the pricing may have been. And some of these celebrities, like the Kardashians, it's estimated that they spent over $300,000 just on cosmetic surgeries. So you absolutely can go broke by doing that.
And this ass came from Eunice. This is my ass. And who makes a financial decision that would make them broke?
Okay, she has text on the screen now, so I'm going to read that as it pops up, but it says, meaning I wouldn't put myself in a bad financial situation just to get surgery, but you're putting yourself in a bad financial situation by renting out Airbnbs and hotels constantly when you could be putting a down payment on a house or paying rent for a year. So you've already showed us that you make bad financial decisions, girly. I'm sorry. Sorry, girly pop, but you have shown that side of you. So I don't think it's a stretch to think that you may have wasted money on surgery, because you're definitely wasting money on wigs. I could tell you that right now. Every time I see you, you're in a new wig, like I said.
So my body has nothing to do with it. They know the proof and the truth in what I have on this phone.
She said, I have text message receipts of all conversations if they want to continue to lie.
Also, going back to my royalty, a lot of people like speculating or putting their input in. My royalty is supposed to be paid to me before any expenses. However, little do y'all know, or y'all do not know, because I've been silent for so long. We've been going through this since January.
Okay, on the screen, she put January is when I became suspicious and I began asking questions. I cannot stand when people are like, I'm being silenced. You're not being silenced. You're not. You're not hearing what you want to hear, but you're not being silenced. Matter of fact, you've been blowing up my feed, which is why I wanted to do this video, because I actually can't get away from hearing about you and your nonsensical statements. So let me assure you, girl, rest assured, we hear you loud and clear. You're not being silenced.
We've been going through this since January. So I literally have proof as to how the royalty was collected when I received my royalty for Q1. When I received my royalty for Q1, it was paid to me before any expenses.
Okay, and on the screen, she said, so the calculation from the royalty for Q1 is completely different from the calculation in Q2. That's because you make different money in different months.
Now that I'm uncomfortable and they know that I would have been hiring legal help,
she said, when I threatened to hire an attorney is when they did not want to pay me, which from Dave's Gourmet, the little bit I do know the situation, they said she actually had an attorney present with her when she signed the agreement. So I don't think you having the attorney scared them. They already knew you had an attorney.
They make this bogus excuse as to why they're putting.
She said he tries to flip the entire payment arrangement, saying that my royalty gets paid after expenses. However, I have proof that he's lying. She's also doing a lot of this, a lot of looking around, a lot of like thinking, which obviously to me is an indication that she's lying. I have to say that's alleged, but come on now. She has a history of being dishonest, and it seems like you're really searching for something, girl.
They're putting expenses on top of my royalty. It does not work like that.
She said it's like it's new rules every day.
So it's like, long story short, these people defrauded me.
Oh, I wouldn't say that now. Now you're getting into defamatory category. And if you're saying you can't even afford to feed your children, which I also call BS on, then you definitely can't afford to get an attorney that would go up against this company, especially when you're the one being messy and publicly defaming them.
So I would have to sue them for fraud, because it's not only the calculation of the royalty, but it's everything else that is deteriorating my business and my brand.
First of all, girl, don't nobody need to help you deteriorate your brand. Oh, sorry, deteriorate. You deteriorated your brand before it even had a chance to start, because you were, as a chef who didn't even know what the FDA was, let's not forget.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical product. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that.
We're shipping out product that needed to be refrigerated, unrefrigerated. It was getting to people bloated with the potential to grow bacteria in it that could harm people, and you didn't even care. And then you deteriorated your reputation and your brand even farther by bringing a customer onto a show where you clearly had an agreement behind the scenes with somebody, because there's no way, no reason that Karamo and you on the Karamo show should have come that hard for a customer that just said she didn't like your sauce. So you tarnished your reputation even more by showing potential customers that you don't value customers. You literally told her she's not special. And now that's coming back to bite you in the ass, isn't it? And then on top of that, you've been coming out making statements that don't make sense and begging for money and whatever. Trust and believe, baby girl, that you have deteriorated your own business and brand and reputation. You actually are incredibly lucky that any brand decided to take you on, because when they took you on, your reputation was not good and did precede you. And you're sitting over here saying they're ruining your brand. They're the only reason you even got that 120K, girl, because you were not making it on your own before them. I promise you that.
Because when we had negotiation, this is an innovative brand. This is an innovative product, which
it's not an innovative product. It's a sauce. You're not making flying cars or robots. You made a sauce that most people think is mid. Now, I actually think it's kind of good. It's not the best sauce in the world, but it's okay. And that's it. You made a sauce. You didn't invent space travel, not rocket science. It's not an innovative, no. And let me just say one other thing real quick. I truly wonder if she has MPD. And I'm not talking about just being a little bit narcissistic. I think everybody has the capacity to be narcissistic. And I think most of us have been here and there. You know, you have a day where you're like, damn, I look good, you know? But here's the thing. There's a difference between that and actually having narcissistic personality disorder. And I am not a mental health professional. I'm not trying to armchair diagnose. It's just that She literally seems like she cannot comprehend her being wrong. She thinks that she's the best thing ever and everyone's out to get her and nothing is her fault and she should never be held accountable because she is this perfect angel. And I'm sorry, girl, that is not true. I just think she has a lot of self-serving behavior and can't take any criticism, not even an ounce. And imagine how tired we are. Just so we can see, I pulled it up on my phone. People with NPD may experience grandiosity, which I think was displayed by her saying she had a security threat, when I don't think that was the case. I just don't. I think that you think the world is obsessed with you. They're just not. I'm sorry. Callous and unemotional traits, disregard for others' feelings, excessive need for admiration, definitely that. And from the Mayo Clinic, narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others, but behind this mask of extreme confidence, they are not sure of their self-worth and are easily upset by the slightest criticism. Now, if that doesn't sound like our girl Chef P, I don't know what does. My baby! Say hi, Moji. Say hi, Mudge. Yeah, you want to say something about pink sauce? No comment, and that's how it goes. I am so sorry if you hear my fan, y'all. I'm getting under boob sweat, and that is where I draw the line.
This is an innovative brand. This is an innovative product, which comes with risk, which means that money has to be allocated and put into marketing. The marketing is...
She said, my main focus was ensuring that the marketing for the brand was done at a high standard. Ma'am, most of your branding is done on TikTok. You're not making commercials, okay? I think you need to calm down. And also, the marketing is largely your responsibility. If you got over 120K in under a year, that's more than enough to have some good marketing.
Is the company. They did not do that, which caused me to suffer drastically. I am in this for the long haul. That's why I'm here still fighting for my brand, because I'm not looking at the $1 million that was made. I'm looking at the millions and millions of dollars that wasn't made because they're not freaking listening to me.
There could have been millions and millions of dollars made if you didn't do all this.
They're not listening to me. Like, it's so crazy. In freaking October, I was talking about a whole Barbie themed campaign.
You can't do that though. Barbie is owned by Mattel. There's copyright issues. You can't just do whatever you want to do. And I'm sure that's why they said no.
And no, we wouldn't have used Barbie font. I know people who commented on that as well. Like, there are certain ways to do certain things subliminally.
Then you do them. Girl, the marketing is mainly on you and you're getting at least 10K a month. That's more than enough to plan a Barbie shoot, Barbie subliminal shoot. You do it. Why do they have to do it?
But it would have been done, but none of that was supported. And I feel like the pink sauce was...
She's looking around like crazy. She is definitely trying to come up with something.
Built through social media. The pink sauce was built fast through social media, and y'all deserve to see those visuals.
Then if you think they deserve to see them, do them. No one is stopping you.
Deserve to see a fabulous sauce, and that is not what this is giving. This is giving beige sauce.
Now, here's the other thing. You talking badly about your own brand is definitely not going to make people want to buy it. And also, your pink sauce changed color as well. You had some beige sauce yourself before Dave's even found you.
I created the pink sauce, which is a vibrant, bright colored, beautiful, scrumptious, delicious sauce, and that is not what y'all getting.
I mean, it's not changing the flavor. It's just changing the color, which, yeah, the one I have right here, I'm trying so hard not to move too much so my camera doesn't go back out of focus. It is beige. She's not very pink. They're using dragon fruit. That's the reason they said it's not the same color pink all the time, because it depends on the produce. That's what happens when you use fresh food. No offense, girl, but like the pink sauce sometimes looked very unappetizing. Looked like Pepto-Bismol.
So now I have to work to rebuild my brand, and I am okay with that. And then also,
it's just so crazy to me how ungrateful she is, because she's insanely lucky that this brand picked her up in the first place, because she was floundering because of the reputation that you created for yourself.
Also, in regards to work, I'm comparing, call me delusional.
She said, I love my company. I love being an entrepreneur. I am a hard worker. We're going to get this back on track. You're not, because it hasn't been on track ever. You have been off the rails since day one.
I'm comparing, call me delusional, but yes, I'm comparing myself to Beyonce. And Beyonce.
See, okay. Now, here's what I'm saying about NPD. You are not Beyonce. Flop Beyonce. You're not Beyonce. I hate to tell you, Beyonce is an icon. She is one of the most famous people of all time. You're making a sauce. Now, watch, she's gonna drop an album like Lemonade, but it's gonna be called Sauce. You are not no dang Beyonce. I promise you that.
When Deadass broke, would you tell her to get a job? No. You would tell her to get another gig, and that's what I'm doing.
You wouldn't tell her to get another job because she's actually talented and actually takes the time to make sure that she is a professional businesswoman. I can't believe she's even comparing herself right now. That's really wild. But on the screen, it says, I'm not focused on becoming dependent upon someone else's legacy. You cannot even make your own legacy. Girl, the ego. Where is it coming from?
I'm working my ass off every single day.
She said, I am building to become a powerhouse entrepreneur. Sometimes that comes with heartaches and pains, but it builds your strength. I'm really tired of the on-screen text too, because it's too much.
To rebuild the vision and the brand for my business.
You are the one that started off by yourself with this brand, and you are the one that almost single-handedly ruined it.
For my business. And then there's another thing. I own 100% of the Pink Sauce LLC.
Dave's Gourmet does not own the pink sauce, she says.
I did not sell my bread. I did not give away my bread. These people just took permission and abused it. But it's okay, because I look at it as, well, that was 1 year, at least it wasn't 10 years. So we're fixing this, and I hope that and I get so riled up because I be so passionate, right? And if y'all not used to that, I have to excuse myself, but I was raised hard. But so I really hope that my story inspires or helps somebody else that is going through something like this, or that is...
Who else would be going through this? You're experiencing a very niche scenario. Nobody else is making a... Maybe I should come in there with a purple sauce. Ooh, bitch, you just gave me an idea. No, but for real, obviously no one else is experiencing this. And if someone else was experiencing this, they probably would do better than you are with it. There are plenty of small businesses on TikTok that would kill to be in your position, and you're fumbling the bag so hard, and you're not a victim. Sorry.
Thinking about signing a deal with another company, please make sure that you have a contract attorney. And if they say red duck, blue duck, 1 duck, 2 duck, then make them write every single thing that they say down, because what these people did to me was gave me an ambiguous piece of paper that you don't know if you turning left or you turning right.
Then that's your fault. You signed it. That is not at all their fault. If you signed it and you are feeling away and feeling like you were taken advantage of, it was up to you to do your due diligence and hire legal counsel that could review. You didn't do that. So that is your fault.
And they're just manipulating words, and it does not work like that. So moving forward, I'm going to be on here. I'm going to be talking to y'all, and it might be a little bit awkward starting off at first, but we got to do this, and y'all got to see it. Y'all got to learn me and all of that stuff. And I just feel like I'm free from prison.
Girl, you were not in prison. You were making a salary that most people will never see ever in their lives, and you blew it because you're financially irresponsible.
I'm free. I'm unsilenced.
So I'm assuming that her saying this means that the deal is no longer in effect. The contract is no longer in effect, which, damn girl, you really fucked that one up.
I can actually create, and I am running this shit because these people did not know what they were doing.
You don't know what you were doing. You have a bad reputation for a reason. You don't know what you're doing. You were shipping unrefrigerated sauce that was exploding on people.
They agreed to something that they could not handle.
They're already a successful business. They clearly can handle it. She said, and then try to lie and cover up all of the broken promises.
However, this is a really, really big learning experience for me, because before I sign any piece of paper with anyone, let's best believe that Everything will be written down.
You will never have another deal again, so you don't even have to worry about that, honestly. There is not a brand after this that would work with you. So you don't have to worry about that. Now let's get into Dave's statement, because all the tea and all the sauce is in this statement. I am so determined to have this whole video in focus. Y'all don't even know. And if it isn't, I don't want to hear it. Because I have started and stopped this video 10 million times just trying to make sure every single clip is in focus. Okay, so y'all better know what I do for y'all. Don't say I do nothing for y'all. So Dave's Gourmet actually has this on their website. It's a little hard to find, and they may have taken it down because luckily I got screenshots, but I tried to look at it again today and I could not find it. This says Dave's response to Chef P and Pink Sauce. Pink Sauce X Dave's Gourmet partnership timeline. And my camera's about to die for the millionth time today. Lord help me. In August 2022, Dave's Gourmet LLC DG signed an agreement with Veronica Shaw, Chef P. Where did P come from? And her entities Pink Sauce LLC and Flavor Crazy Inc., in which Shaw were responsible for promoting Pink Sauce. So there you go right away. We're acknowledging she was responsible for all the marketing. Okay, so if you wanted to do a Barbie thing, you could have done it. It was on you to do. Chef P is haunting this video. The amount of times my camera has shut off is atrocious. Okay, back to Dave's statement. Chef P was responsible for promoting the Pink Sauce through the digital content, and Dave's Gourmet was in charge of achieving the required shelf stability for the product, making the formula acceptable for commercial production and following FDA's food production guidelines. She finally knows what the FDA is. Yay! Chef P, oh my God, girl, we have been making leaps and bounds. Following FDA's food production guidelines, production and sales of the Pink Sauce product online and to retailers. At the time, Shaw was not producing Pink Sauce because the FDA had instructed her to cease all production due to quality concerns. Now that's interesting because she actually had a TikTok where she claimed an FDA agent had come to her door. People are saying it was clearly staged. It didn't seem like the way an FDA agent would talk, it just seemed not legit. So people were saying that the FDA actually never contacted her. It's interesting now to see that it looks like they actually did. So that's another reason that, girl, you should be lucky you even got a deal. She was making Pink Sauce in her kitchen and was shipping it without refrigeration in the heat of the summer, and the sauce frequently went bad during shipping, as evidenced by many social media posts from buyers. The sauce was not shelf stable and was not safe for shipping without refrigeration. There was huge negative publicity online and on social media due to the quality issues that Shaw had experienced. According to the agreement, Shaw received an upfront payment of $45,000 as a part of the agreement for Dave's Gourmet to pursue the sales of the Pink Sauce. So there you go right there. They gave you a down payment for doing nothing. You hadn't even sold a damn thing yet, and they gave you enough to, again, pay for rent for a year. Pay for rent in an expensive place for a year, mind you, not just anywhere, like quote unquote homeless, you weren't, because of your own financial illiteracy. According to the agreement, Ms. Shaw was responsible for all the refunds for products that predated the agreement. After the agreement was signed, it turned out that neither Shaw nor her entities had enough funds to cover all the refunds to the people who never received the product that she was responsible for, according to the agreement. It is our belief that Shaw was fully aware that there were not enough funds to cover the refunds. There was a hold put on Shopify and PayPal on most of the cash in her accounts due to multiple customer complaints, and even the cash that was there was mostly not available to pay refunds. So you're telling me that you weren't homeless when the Pink Sauce was 1,000% just you running it, but meanwhile all your funds were locked up, and you have the audacity to say Dave's Gourmet doesn't know what they're doing when all of your funds were locked up. Also, you had the audacity to tell Dave's Gourmet they don't know what they're doing when you didn't know what the FDA was. I'm never gonna let you live that one down, girl. Dave's Gourmet couldn't see the customers disappointed with no product and no refund, so it provided approximately $30,000 to cover the refunds, even though this was Shaw's responsibility. Okay, so now already they're handing you $45K just to pursue your janky roadie product, and on top of that, they're paying for you the refunds that you could not afford to pay. So right now we're at $75,000 that they've essentially given you for just existing with your gross sauce. Some of these funds came back to Dave's Gourmet after the hold on Shaw's account was lifted by PayPal and Shopify, but that's not all of them, so they had to take an L on that. So add that to the tab of money that you've been getting. Prior to entering the partnership with Dave's Gourmet, Shaw reviewed and negotiated the contract with the help from her attorney. Okay, so you did have one. So if you're having all these safety issues and all these defamatory statements people are making about you, then your lawyer was there. Your lawyer was there from the beginning of the agreement. So no, Dave's Gourmet did not just get spooked and decide to start what you said was quote unquote lying about everything that's been happening. There's a cat hair unrealistic and it's driving me nuts. According to the contract, Shaw receives royalties that depend on the sales of the pink sauce. Again, that's what I said. That's why her expecting one big lump sum makes no sense. And also, there is a milestone payment if certain goals are met. All payments have been communicated and paid on time in accordance with the agreement. Dave's Gourmet also advised Veronica that pink sauce royalties should not be her only source of income, as they can fluctuate, and she should have a regular job to make sure that she has financial stability. So it sounds like they were even going above and beyond what a normal business would do, and they were really looking out for you. At the time, Dave's Gourmet did not know if any sales will be generated from pink sauce. In the fall of 2022, Shaw was struggling financially. She seems like she always is. Dave's Gourmet wanted to be helpful, and over the course of several months provided Shaw with multiple cash advances that total more than $40,000 without charging Shaw interest or fees. These advances were supposed to be offset by the future royalties that Shaw was going to earn. So it actually sounds like you owe them money. And it's so funny because I actually went to Walmart the other day and I saw pink sauce and she sure was on clearance. She sure was on clearance. In March 2023, Shaw communicated that she had spent the entirety of her previous advances and that she needed another advance to feed her children and to avoid being evicted, but you're getting new wigs and cooking with steak and stuff. Okay, girl. Dave's Gourmet sent her 2 advances that total $5,000, but again encouraged her to continue working her other job and pursue her private chef career as she had been doing prior to partnering to commercially produce pink sauce. She ain't a chef. You know what she is? She's like one of those friends that like really throws down when they cook and everyone's like, you should be a chef. And she's like, I am now. That meal will be $50. Shaw wanted to know more about activities related to pink sauce at Dave's Gourmet. In the beginning of 2022, the Dave's Gourmet team set up a weekly standing meeting to discuss brand strategy to support and collaborate with Shaw. Shaw attended only a couple of these meetings and has not been in attendance since. So you're saying they don't listen to you, but how are they going to listen to you if you don't show up for them to listen to? This is really, really bad. February 2023, Veronica requested over $10,000 in marketing expenses to throw herself a birthday party. Okay, but I will say one thing in support of her is we're both Aquarius. So that's the one thing you did get right, girl. You did get right that you're an Aquarius, but I also don't claim you because you set a bad example. Also, your birthday party would not be a marketing expense. She also provided a request for Dave's Gourmet to pay for her dress that cost more than $800 and shoes which cost over $600 that would potentially be used in a TikTok video. So you're telling them, yeah, I really want this dress. It's fabulous. I need it for my birthday. I guess it would be marketing, but probably not because I'm probably not going to use it. Let's be real. But I still want you to pay for it. The audaciousness. Dave's Gourmet suggested a smaller budget, so they didn't even say no to you. They still were like, maybe we will. And because Dave's Gourmet would not approve these expenses, Shaw refused to collaborate or contribute to marketing efforts alongside Dave's Gourmet moving forward. I've never seen someone self-sabotage so hard. February 2023, Shaw attempted to submit business expense reports for personal expenses, like buying 4 pairs of sneakers or expensing her grocery bills. You can't expense your grocery bills. It's one thing if you're buying food to display the pink sauce, but all of your groceries, no. How did you think that you were going to be able to just spend this company's money and they weren't going to ask any questions? You are truly naive and are so entitled to be like, pay for my everything now, thanks, when they're already paying you more than you deserve and more than a lot of people would ever get. Dave's Gourmet informed her that such activities are fraudulent and asked a lot of questions related to receipts submitted. Shaw did not respond to any of those questions. May 2023, due to the large advances on Shaw's royalty payment, the balance of Q1 royalties owed to Shaw came out to $666.86. Ooh, that's some 666 in there. I don't like that. Dave's Gourmet decided to hold off on deducting $10,000 in advances from the royalties due until a later period so that Shaw has more funds to cover her needs at that time, and instead paid Shaw $10,666.68. It sounds like you're taking advantage of them because they sound amazing. They sound like they really cared about you and tried to make sure you and your children and your family were okay and advanced you money that you didn't earn or deserve when they could have been paying you a lot less. This balance and all payments processed have been outlined and communicated to Veronica consistently. Dave's Gourmet deducted the above mentioned advances of $10,000 at the second quarter royalty payment, which is why her royalties from month to month were not the same. I'm sure that's why she was saying that, but also they're never going to be the same. It's dependent on sales. June 2023, Shaw submitted an expense report to Dave's Gourmet that included requests for payment for her time dedicated to making social media content. content. Girl, you were already making it before for free. And now you're making it for potentially 20K plus a month and you're like, not good enough, give me more money. With 20K a month, even with 10K a month, I could be debt free. I could be financially stable. I could have savings. I could start my music career like for real, because the only thing holding me back from it really is the money. And you're sitting over here telling them they need to pay you to film a TikTok? Such request was outside of the terms of the agreement, I'm sure. Dave's Gourmet asked for clarifications related to the various expenses listed by Shaw, but backups, receipts, and explanations were not provided because it's being spent on new wigs and makeup and extra shit and 4 pairs of sneakers and not her kids, which is very sad. Dave's Gourmet reminded Shaw that business expenses need to be pre-approved by Dave's Gourmet. Dave's Gourmet has kept this timeline of information private leading up until Veronica took to social media with defamatory statements regarding the integrity of our business, which has put us in an unfortunate position to share details that would have otherwise remained private. Yeah, you really messed up on this one, girl. They are exposing you. They are reading you to filth. In total, Veronica Shaw has received over $120,000 in payments from her partnership with Dave's Gourmet and Pink Sauce since August of 2022 to date. She had certain obligations in the contract related to social media activities that she has violated multiple times. Oh yeah, she definitely breached this. And I would not be surprised if you got subpoenaed for a lawsuit soon. After Shaw went to social media to create the illusion that she is not being compensated properly, Dave's Gourmet communicated to both Shaw and her attorney that Dave's Gourmet will cover the cost of Shaw's legal counsel to go through the provisions of the agreement and the payments to explain that the payments were correct and Dave's Gourmet is following the agreement. This proposal was rejected by Shaw because she knows that she's wrong. She knows she's wrong and they're even offering to pay your attorney's fees. It sounds like you completely took advantage and I don't feel bad for you because you have so much entitlement. What's crazy is she could have made this a whole empire. She could have come out with Pink Spice. She could have had a pink sauce restaurant. She was in a position that many people, including myself, wish to be in, which is being signed in whatever capacity or business niche that is. And you threw it away. And what's crazy is you could have been getting these payments every month and they could have even expanded into those millions and millions you're talking about. But you were insubordinate, stubborn, and you wanted to lie. And what does the lying get you? Because now there's no other company that will ever work with you ever again, girl, because you did this. I think all of this is karmic and well-deserved. The only thing that I feel bad for is that her kids have to suffer for her actions. I don't think that she is mentally well. Again, that is allegedly, but there's definitely something going on there. So good job, girl. You ruined that. Go, girl, give us nothing. And that is it because I'm ready to start editing and get this out because I have been trying to record this for hours. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your green screen recommendations in the comments. Listen to my new song. Let me know anything else you want me to talk about because I want to start doing other things like maybe I purchased the worst things on Temu or, you know, TikTok recipes, stuff like that. Let me know what you want to see from me in the comments and I will see you next time.
Baby, I'ma leave you on red. Yeah, I know you want me. You better get in line. I'm everybody's dream girl. See me when you lay your head down at night.